take a look at what has been so far a very wild Protection 1 400 at the Kansas Speedway. Our Pepsi race recap, 75,000 in on a beautiful day for this inaugural Winston Cup event. It got ugly, turn 1, lap 1. Casey Atwood and Stacy Compton got together, took John Andretti out of the race. Buckshot Jones tapped from behind into the outside wall. The cautions kept on coming. Lap number 60. Kurt Busch with a spin off of turn 4. Somehow got away with it. Didn't hit anything. Lap 68. Into turn 1, Jerry Nadeau runs over the back of Ward Burton. Todd Bodine collected. Hard crash for those two. Both done for the day, but okay. Though Mr. Burton a little less than pleased with the guy who had been behind him on the track. Compton's loose race car finally got away from him in turn number 2. Into the outside wall. He's back in the race after a trip to the garage for repairs. Bill Elliott, one of the dominant drivers, led a good bit of this race. Out, though, with an engine failure. His chance to win. Done. Move ahead, lap 184, just ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Johnny Benson loses an engine, running in the top 5. His first Winston Cup win, no more. Dave Blaney and Michael Waltrip involved in a crash off of turn 4. Blaney continued. In fact, he's up in the top 10. Waltrip done for the day with damage. Then this from Dale Earnhardt Jr. Ouch. Right front down on his car into the outside wall. And now this is moments ago, Rusty Wallace through the accident. Wow. Nice move.
Good thing he had new tires on that thing. Old tires would not have reacted that quickly.
That one, Matt Kenseth lost the right front tire and hit the wall on the front stretch. Wallace caught speeding, leaving pit road, busted from racing for the win, well back into the field. He restarted 17th last time by missing that wreck. He's up to 10th position. And the restart's been waved off. So let's jump to a break here. Back for more action at Kansas City in a minute. Clear the lap traffic.
And here comes Martin. He's making a bid for the lead. He's alongside Ricky Rudd, and here's Jeff Gordon right behind him.
It'll be the first time all day Martin's led, if he can hold it to the start-finish line. Here comes Gordon.
Down on the apron of the speedway. He's alongside Bart, going down to 1.
Outside clear, all clear.
Rudd tries to follow him through. He'll do it. Wild exchange there.
I saw a puff of smoke from one of those cars as they came off too.
I think they might have run over a clot of oil dry that's left over from the Dale Jr. wreck, Bay. Just got up a little high. More on Mark Martin from Marty.
Well, Alan, you talked about he led in the first 13 races this season. He's only led 3 races since. Like we talked about in the report a second ago, they were not worried about Ricky Rudd. There's caution on the racetrack.
Car in the wall. Dale, is that Dale Jarrett?
Yes,
Dale Jarrett. Into the outside wall. Caution's out, 12th time.
And there's another car involved.
Here comes Terry Labonte trying to get a lap back. His teammate will let him.
It was Bobby Labonte. Bobby Labonte was involved with that.
There it is. While they get the safety vehicles out onto the track, let's hear from the man involved in the last caution. He's with Dave.
And it seemed like Junior's tire was a bit of a surprise, but Matt, you had a little bit of an indicator you might have had a problem?
Yeah, I mean, everything was fine before we pitted, but after we pitted, something just didn't feel right in the car. I don't think we were low on air or anything, but had just a teeny vibration to it, so I'm not really sure what happened, but the tire let go, and I'm thankful it let go going into the end of the tri-oval there instead of going into 1, but we've just had a horrendously bad year. Everything's gone wrong. Even when we get the cars to run halfway decent, which isn't very often, we have something bad happen. So I was looking forward to finishing at least in the top 10, maybe in the top 5 today, but just wasn't to be.
And you're okay?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right, he is physically okay. He has had a bad run since that 4th place finish at Michigan, Alan.
Hard crash for Dale Jarrett. Bobby Labonte also involved. Let's take a look.
It's like they're 3 wide.
That doesn't work.
The 32 car of Ricky Craven had some damage from the wreck on lap 1, and he was on the bottom of the racetrack, and it looked like that Jarrett and Bobby Labonte were side by side and made contact going in the corner. Let's see. You saw the contact in the left rear of Dale Jarrett's car. Listen to this, folks. Oh. We missed a hard crash.
Attention centered on the Dale Jarrett car now. We hope he's okay. We'll get an update as soon as possible. There's Dale out of the car, and that's good news.
That is terrific news.
That is good news. Very hard crash on the driver's side door.
And he ran the 600 miles at Charlotte with some broken ribs in May. Remember, he crashed in qualifying down there and hit the wall about like that and broke some ribs. And I don't imagine he'll be feeling too good next week for the 500-mile race in Charlotte.
An update on Dale Jarrett's condition, obviously, after he gets to the infield medical center and the doctors have a look at him. But once again, good news to see him walk to that ambulance and climb in. Let's take another look at it. This one, the onboard view from Bobby Labonte.
Here's Bobby, and there's the 32 car. He runs up on the 32 car, goes high, then all of a sudden you'll see the 88 come over to the right side because he had such a run because the 18 had to check up a little bit from 32. They all just get to the same real estate.
I guess DJ thought that he could run Bobby in the back of the 32 and use him as a pick and force him to get out of the throttle and let him take that spot away.
This has been a very rough race. This is the 12th caution of the day. The most caution periods we've had on a super speedway yet this year. Previous number was 11 at Darlington and Dover. We've had 62 of the 252 laps run so far today, been led by the pace car. While the cleanup continues, why don't we take a break here, come back and get set up for the finish. There'll be 15 laps to go here at Kansas City. So, it'll be 12 to go when they get the green. Rusty Wallace led the most laps today. He's been out in front for 118 of the 255 so far. He got busted for speeding, leaving pit road at lap 229. Dropped him to 17th. He's picked his way back to 8th.
Now it's just, I'm still going over this top 5 thing in my head. Now it's Robbie Gordon. Now the 6th place car is Kevin Harvick.
The 5 guys, I believe Marty's report was the first 5 guys that are a lap down on the inside lane have agreed to let the lead lap cars to their outside go. Clear them. Okay. Dave Burns has an update on Dale Jarrett for us. Dave?
Well, of course, the best news, Alan, was that he walked out of the car and was, with assistance, taken into the ambulance. They are going to transport him from the speedway to a local hospital because he was briefly unconscious. That's the only news we have at this time. No news on the shoulder or arm situation, Alan.
All right, Dave, thank you.
And, well, a hit like that, BP, usually that gets your shoulder, your left shoulder, the way he went in like that. Going to be sore, if anything.
Time to settle it. Hopefully, without another caution flag. We've had enough today. Gordon, Rudd, Martin, Newman, Marlin. The lap cars, Robbie Gordon to their inside.
Look at, is that
Rusty?
Is that Rusty outside, the outside?
I don't think the top 5 cleared those lap cars, do you?
The Top two did, but Mark Martin, the third place car, is hung up between the second place car of Rudd and the lap car of Robbie Gordon.
Rusty Wallace got up to 5th on the restart. He got by Sterling Marlin and Kevin Harvick.
So much for deals.
And remember, Rusty's got fresher tires than the other guys.
Ryan Newman passed.
Oh, a car in the wall hard.
Two of them.
Terry Labonte looked like he drove
It's
on.
the pole sitter Jason Leffler who's up against the fence, and it was Terry Labonte who bounced off the wall exiting the tri-oval. Caution's out. They're racing back to the yellow flag. Doesn't look like Rudd's going to be able to get up and do anything with Gordon.
Now on the restart, we will see a single file restart.
Robbie Gordon, it's a lap back. Well, we talked about a couple times today, guys winning their first Bud Pole Award, not faring well in the race. Jason Leffler was going to beat that trend until there were 10 laps to go. Check it out. Leffler was on the lead lap. Now he's going to finish somewhere in the 30s.
That's terrible. The best finish that anyone had of the four was 39th.
With just 10 laps to go, the field is slowing to a stop on the back straightaway. NASCAR is going to display the red flag to try and clean this track up and get the thing finished under green.
Sprint PCS presents NASCAR Winston Cup Series racing from Kansas Speedway. Brought to you by Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular. By Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. By Kellogg's, the official breakfast food of NASCAR. And by Walmart, always low prices. Always.
Back at the Kansas Speedway, NASCAR on NBC. Sprint PCS presenting NASCAR Winston Cup Racing under the red flag with 10 laps to go after the 12th caution flag of this one has waved. The red flag about to be pulled back in, the field starting to roll off, and we're going to try and settle this thing again. Now, I've said that already once, and it didn't work out. What goes through these guys' minds when they're stopped out there under the red flag like that?
They just want to get it going, but I think a lot of them are thinking, at least it's going to be a single file restart. So hopefully that'll be a little bit of a help.
NASCAR rules, if you're not familiar, when it's inside the final 10 laps of the race, only the cars on the lead lap line up single file at the front of the field. If you're a lap down, sorry, your chance to win is over, and you go toward the back of the pack for the restart.
You know, I saw Terry Labonte's car sit in there as we see our shot from our U.S. Army Skycam, and I thought that the car would move. But I'd forgotten we were on the red flag. He could not advance. He now is trying to get his car back to the garage area or pit road with that damaged right front.
Yeah. Had probably a flat right front tire by the looks of the way it's dragging the nose there.
Yeah, he couldn't go up and pass the pace car.
That's what I was thinking, that he just couldn't move, that a wrecker was going to come drag him in, but that was not the case.
Lead lap cars, we've got 17 of them, including Robbie Gordon now. Although Terry Labonte is going to struggle to stay in that group. 75,000 on their feet here in Kansas City, ready for the final 6 laps of this one. Who gets the best restart?
Go, 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 go.
Rusty on the outside.
And here comes Sterling Marlin on the inside. Here comes Kevin Harvick on the inside. And Rusty goes to 4th. Mark back to about 7th.
Robert Presley stuffs himself to the inside of Dave Blaney. Tony Stewart makes that one 3 wide. Up front, though, it's Jeff Gordon. Look at this.
That is a traffic jam.
These guys are trying to wreck. They just don't know where.
Five to go. Brian Newman reeling in the top 2 quickly.
Boy, Newman looks strong right there on the the bottom of the track on the bottom side of the 28 car. He will take the second spot from Ricky Rudd.
Ryan Newman crashed here on Friday. This is a backup car he ran an ARCA race with here a couple of months ago. Can he get his first NASCAR Winston Cup win from the three-time champion Jeff Gordon? Matt Yoakum.
And Jeff Gordon has not said a word on the radio. He's just hunkered down. He knows he has the rookie coming up behind him, making a charge. Gordon trying to hold him off.
Marty Snyder.
Well, Alan, not only did this car for Ryan Newman run in the ARCA race here, it led 114 of 142 laps, almost all the ones he ran until he lost an engine. They know it's fast. They think they're going to catch Jeff Gordon and pull this thing off.
Catching him's one thing.
Passing him's another. We could do a duet on that, couldn't we?
3 laps to go. Rudd, Wallace, and Marlin settled in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Mark Martin has been shuffled back to 6th. Presley's up to 7th. Then you've got Harvick, Stewart, and Kurt Busch rounding out the top 10.
29 car, something is wrong. I noticed the last time, all 4, he was high, and he's losing another position as Jeff Burton goes by.
Report from the pits, possible tire going down for Harvick. 2 laps to go. Gordon's lead is stabilized over Newman, it appears.
Ryan Newman might be guilty right now of driving just a little bit too hard. And who can blame him?
The white flag is up. Final lap here at Kansas City.
Lap, clear by 4, clear by 5.
5 car lengths. Gordon's spotter telling him he's clear on Ryan Newman. Rusty Wallace trying to challenge Ricky Rudd for 3rd spot behind these 2. Inaugural races have been very, very good for Jeff Gordon. He wanted Indianapolis in the first race there. He wanted California the first race there. Here he comes to the checkered flag. Gordon wins at Kansas City. Ryan Newman
Great job, buddy. Great job, guys.
Ricky Rudd
Great call.
clearly holds off Rusty Wallace and Sterling Marlin for 3rd. Sixth time in 2001, Jeff Gordon is your winner. He led 53 laps today, 5 different times out in front. Took the lead for the final time at lap 246 of 267. And held off a very determined youngster to get his victory. Look at the skid marks from Jeff Gordon all the way through the grass. Came off the pit lane and just threw it out into the tri-oval. And by the way, with the drivers who've had trouble finding their way to victory lane lately, they gave instructions on how to find victory lane in Kansas this morning in the drivers' meeting. Jeff Gordon's the winner, and Chevy congratulates Jeff and the number 24 Monte Carlo on a big win today, and he'll tell you the only thing that comes close to Monte Carlo's reputation on the track is its reputation on the street. Monte Carlo, more champions depend on Chevy. We'll be there. Jeff Gordon's there in the Monte Carlo winner's circle. 58th victory of his 285 race Winston Cup career. And Bill Weber's there with him now.
Well, Alan, we talked about it on the pre-race show, but it was 5 years ago yesterday that Jeff Gordon took the checkered flag and drove into victory lane for the final race at North Wilkesboro, a short track in North Carolina that was very popular. Now it's new tracks, big tracks, major cities, but the same guy coming back to victory lane. He's been extremely successful, as you mentioned, in inaugural events. Pretty much came in here on a mission, I think, after the last couple of weeks. Wanted to show he could get back to victory lane. Also wanted to show he could protect his position in the points.